Hi, I'm Vidisha. I'm the communications specialist for the Associates of the Boston Public Library, and I'm so excited to interview today.
I'm thrilled to be here. I'm Ilyon. I'm the author of Master Slave Husband Wife, which is the true story of Ellen and William Craft, who about 175 years ago, they embark on this extraordinary journey for freedom, with Ellen passing as a rich, white, disabled man, and William posing as her slave. And it's about their journey out of the South, from Georgia all the way to Philadelphia, to Boston where we are, but then ultimately beyond. And I owe a huge debt to the Boston Public Library for amazing research that made my book possible.
My name is Jay Moschella. I'm the Curator of Rare Books and Manuscripts here at the Boston Public Library.
A scrapbook found in the collection became a turning point for your writing. Could you describe how and why you think that happened?
Oh, that was really exciting. I knew that Ellen Craft's enslavers had written letters, had kept some records that documented their point of view. That was something that I wanted to make sure to do, is to sort of try to, as much as possible, to get into the Craft's point of view first. And fortunately, we have their narrative and other pieces of history that enable us to do that. But I also wanted to see where the enslavers were coming from. Mm-hmm. And I knew that there was a letter that Robert Collins had written, and I didn't know where to find it. And I went on a very long, to me, a really thrilling goose chase that involved a librarian from the archives here, digitized letters and scrapbooks and things like that, and a major eureka moment for me as I saw something which is in this book now, that flashed on the screen for the first time for me. That is really where I got to see, this is how Ellen Craft's would-be captor, past captor and would-be captor, this is how he saw the world. It opened up on that page.
This is the page that included the letter, I believe?
Yes, yeah. And, I didn't have access to this because the archives were being renovated at the time, and I found this clue that this letter existed, and then I learned that it was in the scrapbook, and there was no way for me to get my hands on the scrapbook, and I was dying. But then one of your fellow librarians actually took the information, the little clues that I had, and put it through a newspaper archive, and actually was able to pop up the very letter that ends up in here. But I would never have been able to find that letter without him.
Yeah, and I was actually sitting on the desk that day when you were here in the reading room, and this was a particularly difficult thing to find because of the object that it is set into. And what we're looking at here is a scrapbook in a sort of somewhat deteriorated condition. But it's a scrapbook that was assembled and compiled by Theodore Parker himself, so a central player in resistance to the Fugitive Slave Act in Boston, someone who was giving aid to the Crafts in his own home, and deeply, deeply involved in the movement itself. He was also a book collector and a researcher, and he was collecting all of these clippings and broadsides that were being posted around Boston and bringing them together into his own collection. And because he was making this in the 1860s, kind of on his own, out of newsprint, it is so fragile today that it's really very lightly cataloged and very, very difficult to handle. Mm-hmm. I never actually opened the scrapbook until you had requested it.
This is like the kind of thing that you can use it more properly than I can, right? But it's a micro spatula that you use to turn the pages. And if you don't, if I were to put my paws on this, you guys would jump on me.
Well, so we would very gently and supportively correct you, but for materials that are particularly fragile, we have a kind of a host of special tools that we can give to people in our reading room to help them handle the materials more safely. These pages are so acidic and have been so heavily used that to try to kind of manipulate them with their hands can lead you to cracking the pages or otherwise damaging it. So the spatula comes in handy in some cases.
Yeah, so you have the spatula, and then you've got the rope.
Yeah, we have a specialized book weights, and so our job here at the library is to make all of these materials accessible to anyone whenever they want them, and so we maintain a range of different tools, like specialized cradles and weights that we will educate folks how to use when they come into our reading room. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say there are times when I just want to just open it up so
Yeah,
fast
I
and
know.
take a look. But also there's something about the tool things that is like really super fun.
Yeah, it feels very forensic. Using it.